Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are at the legendary Fuji Speedway and we are driving the nimble F4, and this is me trying to survive the first corner. Yep, it's gonna be one of those days. So I qualify P9, and without further ado, let's jump into the race. Here we go, the lights are green and I get an absolutely good start. The car in front of me, not so much. But the car behind him is closing in on us. Car number 9 is approaching us very swiftly. And as we go into turn 1, my rookie instincts kick in. I played too safe and stick to the left side of the corner, which proved to be very costly as car number 9 eases past in front of me, and again I am forced to be in the incline and I almost lose it there, and I see that someone has went offline, and that one little mistake on my side has now cost me 3 lap positions. But it's okay, I tell myself that as long as I keep my head cool, there's bound to be more action and I'm sure to pick up more spots in the F4 race. And as we enter the next corner, oh, netcode strikes again. I mean, this wouldn't be F4 races if there's no drama. And it turns out that that wasn't the only incident that happened in that turn. So let's go back to the crash cam and take a look at all the drama. So here we are at the crash cam, and as you see, that one turn has caused 2 people to crash. But if we go to the other view, we can also see that as they come out of the corner, the cars bunch up and they go too wide, and there's another contact and there's another car spinning right out. So let's go back into the race. So we are entering another low speed corner, and if you've ever raced in Fuji, this is where the trickiness starts. And just like that, another car has spun out. So we go too wide into the next corner, and I have spun out so many times in this corner, I just back out and let the Ore car go in front of me. But that proves to be a costly mistake as another car is right behind him and takes my position. So right now behind us there's this Italian livery car who's trying to get past, but I tell myself, not today brother, not today. And we get a good exit and we start accelerating out of the last corner of Fuji. Now this is a 30-second sprint to the first turn, and this is where all the overtaking happens. And I take the middle of the road because I don't want to roll over and give up my spot, and I see a battle brewing in front. So do I take the inside line or do I take the outside line? So he goes to the inside line and I take the inside line, and he goes for a switchback, but unfortunately there's 2 other cars in front of me which stops him from successfully doing the switchback. And just like that, we get out of the corner first, and as I get out of the corner, everyone disappears for a split second, which throws me off, but it's alright, everything is good. Now we go to the next high speed turn, so I take to the inside and the car behind me promptly backs off, but I misjudge the entry and I go off onto the sides. But we manage to keep up our speed and we start pulling away from the car behind us. Now let's fast forward to a couple of laps and get to the exciting part of this race. Now let's fast forward to lap number 6. We have held our position for the past few laps, but in this lap I made a small mistake and the car behind me has started closing in. Now it's high time I pick a lane. Should I stay on the inside or the outside? I decide to stay on the outside and get a better exit as he was far away behind me, and it worked out. But I almost lose it in that corner, but bring it back into line and I start pulling away from him. That was a quick correction from my side, but the Italian car is still behind me. But one good thing is I am faster than him in sector 1 and sector 2, and I just see in front some smoke, which means that someone has went off. Looks like the black car in front of me has went off, and this might be a good opportunity for us to take another position. I get an okay exit from that high speed corner, but it was much better than his exit. So I slowly but surely inch forward into him, and as the draft kicks in, I make my move and I almost make it there, but still we closed a lot of gap there. And this is a corner where I slip out so many times, so I played very conservative. All I need to do is stick behind him, drive safe, and when the straight of the Fuji comes along, I can make my move on him. So now I try to keep a wide line and get a good exit, and I almost run into that sausage curb there, but it's all good. We get a really good exit then. Now we're gonna utilize the draft to get as close as to him as possible and jump on to the sides and go side by side to him. Now it's high time and it's a race to the turn one and see who's gonna brake later. Thanks to my draft and my good exit, I slowly start going in front of him, and now my goal is to take the outside line, but it looks like I'll have to take the turn one from the inside line, and we do manage to get a really good exit. We almost lose it in that corner, but it's all good. We kept it in line and we make it in front of him. Now let's take this high speed corner as safe as possible and not lose the car and keep our position in front of him, and we maintain this gap for the next couple few laps, and that's when he tries to attempt another move on me. So now let's jump into the next few laps and watch the final battle between me and the black car. Here we are in lap number 8 and we find ourselves in a very similar position. This time there's two people trying to make their moves on me. Now the same old question is back. Do I stick to the inside line or the outside line? I decided to stick to the inside line and we brake quite late, but we just about managed to make the corner. We missed the apex, we run wide, but we get out of the corner unscathed and we end up building a healthy gap between us that I start flying away from them. But I do make one big mistake in my final lap. Let's take a look at that. Final white flag lap, I get too cocky and I slip out. Let's take a look at that from another angle, and I think myself, oh my god, the car behind me is closing in. It's now or never. So we get back in, we try to push as much as possible, and all the while I see the car chasing me and closing me. Now this is not good for me. I have to get a good exit, and this is now literally a drag race. Who's gonna make it to the finish line? It looks like he's far behind me to make to anything, so it looks like this race is ours. So finally we get P5. So we made from P9 to P5 and we survived some absolute dive bombs and absolute craziness in this race. I'd call that myself a win. So until I see you next time, you take care and see you on the track.